The history of Asian teams at the FIFA World Cup is a story of steady progress, from early appearances as a massive underdogs to becoming genuine giant killers. After the decades of struggle, the 21st century has seen the Asian continent take huge steps on the world's biggest stage. In the World Cup, Asia's journey has been defined by some key milestones over the decades that has transformed its role on the global stage. In 1938, tournament hosted by France was the first appearance for any Asian team. The Dutch East Indies, now Indonesia, became the first team to compete in the World Cup, but they were eliminated in their first match with a 6-0 loss to Hungary. After the end of the World War II, the competition was held again in Brazil. In this edition, South Asian side India had qualified, but due to the withdrawal of the other teams in the group, they ultimately did not participate in the final tournament. In 1954, South Korea became the second nation to represent Asia in a World Cup. Eventually, they were eliminated from the group stage after suffering defeats to Hungary and Turkey. In 1958, Indonesia had an opportunity to qualify, but due to political reasons, they refused to play against Israel and withdrew from the qualifying process. This also meant that the no Asian teams were competing in 1958 and 1962 World Cup. During the period till 1962, the path for Asian teams to World Cup was difficult due to few allocated spots and significant logistical and political challenges that limited their participation. Between 1966 to 1998, Asian representation in FIFA World Cup evolved from rare single-team presence to a more consistent multi-nation participation. The edition held in England was the most famous underdog stories in football history. North Korea became the first Asian team to win a game and reach quarterfinals of the competition by defeating Italy. They also took 3-0 lead against Portugal in quarterfinals but was defeated by Eusebio's Magic. From 1972 to 1982, Asian teams had single representation in 3 editions except in 1974, where Israel, Iran and Kuwait represented and debuted in the competition. Due to the growth of the game in Asia, FIFA allotted 2 direct spots for Asia in the World Cup. In 1986, South Korea and Iraq represent the Asian continent, where South Korea was making their second and Iraq was making a debut. From 1986, South Korea has been successful to qualify for every edition of the World Cup till the date. Alongside South Korea, Saudi Arabia made a highly successful debut by reaching the round of 16. The major highlight for them was Said Al Awarain's legendary solo goal against Belgium. In 1998, FIFA expanded the competition to 32 teams, which meant that the Asia would have 4 teams in the World Cup. It was the first time 4 different Asian teams appeared in the same tournament that signaled the beginning of Asia's modern era of footballing. This competition also marked the first appearance of Japan, and it was the start of a period where they would become a permanent fixture in the tournament. In 2002, South Korea and Japan co-hosted the competition jointly for the first time in Asia. South Korea entered the competition ranked 43rd, but they made it to the semi-finals by defying all expectation and odds by defeating Portugal, Italy and Spain. Other co-host, Japan also made it to the round of 16, where as China, Saudi Arabia were eliminated from the group stage. The competition of 2002 boosted the popularity of football, which led to significant infrastructure development, growth of professional leagues, measurable increase in mass football participation in both South Korea and Japan. From 2006 to 2014, though Asian teams solidified their presence but could not make much impact in the competition. In 3 different editions, they could only make it to 2 round of 16 appearances which came in Brazil. The major point during this period was Australia representing AFC leaving Oceania Football Confederation and North Korea making appearance after 1966 in 2010 South Africa. This era reflected a period of stabilization for Asian football, where continent moved away from few representation towards reliable group of qualifiers that consistently challenged for spots in the knockout stages. The FIFA World Cup in Russia marked a record-breaking year for Asian continent. 5 teams represented Asia, where 5 of the nations displayed their competitiveness and making their mark in the world football. After the difficult start in the competition, Saudi Arabia ended the campaign with 2-1 win over Egypt on a positive note. Iran showed their strength and toughness as they narrowly missed out on advancing to the round of 16. In a highly competitive group, Iran defeated Morocco and played a draw with Portugal, falling just 1 point behind of the Spain and Portugal. In a tough group with France, Denmark and Peru, Australia finished bottom of their group, but they showed their quality that footballing world could not neglect. South Korea had a memorable moment and high point in their footballing history, where they defeated Germany by 2 goals that led to early elimination of defending champions from the tournament. The biggest highlight was Japan's knockout run. They were the only Asian team to advance past the group stage. In round of 16, they played a dramatic match against Belgium, where they could not protect their 2-goal lead, lost the game at the final seconds. This tournament solidified the growing competitiveness of Asian teams as the global stage. The tournament held in Qatar was historical for Asian football. For the first time, 3 Asian nations from Asian Football Confederation, Australia, Japan and South Korea reached the knockout phases of a World Cup. As a host nation, Qatar made their debut but faced a difficult campaign, losing all 3 of their group stage matches. Iran showed great competitiveness, being placed with England, USA and Wales, narrowly missing out on the knockout stages. Saudi Arabia, despite not advancing to the knockout phases, they pulled out the biggest upset by defending the eventual winners Argentina 2-1 in their opening match. Australia also progressed through their group stage, but they narrowly lost to Argentina in round of 16. South Korea were placed in the group of Portugal, Uruguay and Ghana. On the final match day, they defeated Portugal and booked their place in round of 16, but eventually lost to Brazil. The standout performance was delivered by Japan. They defeated former champions Germany and Spain to top the group. They were eliminated by Croatia in the round of 16 in penalties. The advancement of 3 Asian nations to knockout rounds signaled the growing competitiveness of AFC on the global stage. The 2026 World Cup marks a significant moment for Asian football, with a record 9 teams competing. 5 of these teams qualified through their regular group stages, while the remaining 4 earned their places by winning playoffs. While expectations are high, the chances of making a deep run vary, ranging from genuine dark horses to teams making up their numbers. In this year's competition, Asian teams are poised to make major breakthrough, with several likely to reach the knockout rounds. Jordan, the runners-up Asian Cup, has been placed in Group J with defending champions Argentina, Algeria and Australia. There are no high expectations from them, but we'll have to see if they can make mark in the competition. Another debutant, Uzbekistan, they have been placed in the same group of Portugal, Colombia and Congo. They have dominated Asian youth tournaments, stating a bright future. But the major concern is under the World Cup winner as a player, Fabio Cannavaro, how far they can make it to the tournament. Qatar and Saudi Arabia. These 2 teams from Arabian region are placed in tough group. They have been placed in Group B and Group H respectively. Though it seems difficult, but both the nations have quality to compete for a spot in the knockout stages. Iraq. Their appearances in this edition in North America ends their 40-year wait. They have been placed in Group I with France, Norway and Senegal. The main goal for them will be to gain some experience and potentially cause an upset if possible. With the performance based on 2018 and 2022, they have shown that they can compete in football's highest level. They have been placed in Group G with Belgium, Egypt and New Zealand. While looking in their group, they are seen as the solid candidates to reach the knockout rounds. While talking about Australia, they have participated in the World Cup regularly. In 2022 Qatar, they broke their failure and made it to the knockout stages for the first time since 2006. In this edition, they have been placed in Group D with Turkey, Paraguay and USA, and they can again make it to the knockout rounds. South Korea. Drawn into favorable group with Mexico, South Africa and Czech Republic, South Korea has been given 70.35% chance of advancing to the knockout stages by Opta. To make the deep run, the star players will need to be at their best. The leading contender of Asian region, they are considered Asia's biggest hope to break the quarterfinal curse. With recent impressive forms against top teams beating Brazil and England, Japan is seen to make further progress in the competition. The history of Asian teams at the World Cup is a testament to the continent's rapid development. The expanded tournament in 2026 represents another monumental step, providing a golden opportunity for Asian football to firmly establish themselves. We can see at least 5 teams advancing to the round of 16 and 1 or two making to the quarter.